Children with hearing loss. Until recent years, we used to think that noise-induced hearing loss is seen only in adults. But recent research centers in US like disease control and prevention centers suggest that 12% of the children within the age range of 6 to 19 years were having hearing loss, which could be caused by noise, out of which 5% of children could have permanent hearing loss. This noise could be high decibels exposure in the live concerts or usage of earphones for long hours. Other than noise-induced hearing loss, there are hearing disorders like middle ear infections or genetical disorders like meningitis which can affect children. As per the studies, 20 children per every 10,000 children are having hearing problems from moderate to severe hearing loss. In other studies, there are 20 children out of 10,000 children who have progressive hearing loss who could need hearing aid by the age of 17 years of age itself. With this research and information available, we should see to that children should have hearing tested every now and then. So let's come to a discussion of what kind of problems could lead to hearing loss for children and how can children be tested and what is the age for the test. Okay, what are the causes? It could be temporary cause or permanent causes. Okay, temporary causes could be earwax, that's a hard earwax, or an foreign body kept in the ear. Children play with cars which have rubber tires. They can just put those rubber tires in the nose or in the ears. It can block the ear canal and the hearing can be cut. So they cannot hear completely in the ears. So these are temporary problems which can be rectified. There are some middle ear infections also which can be rectified by an ENT doctor. But there are permanent hearing losses which could be because of the genetical issues or hereditary issues or noise-induced hearing loss or some skull fractures or a recurrent cold and cough. Okay, complete attack of cold and cough every now and then which will lead to high middle ear infections and it might lead to permanent hearing loss. So we need to be careful of permanent hearing loss as well as temporary hearing losses. So what are the signs we get from the children that they are suffering with hearing loss? It depends on the age. If we see the younger age children, they cannot completely say that they are hearing or they are not hearing. So how do we check them? The moment they are born, from 0 to 4 weeks, that is till 2 months, they'll have startle reflex when they hear a sudden sound. They are sleeping or they are having some milk. When there is a sudden sound, they'll have a sudden spinal reflex. So this is an indication that they are having good hearing. After 2 months until 18 months, until 8 months or 6 months to 8 months, they localize to the sound. They move their head towards the sound if the sound is coming from the right side or from the left side. From 6 months around to 12 months, they will recognize the sound of the mother and the father because of recurrence, like repetition of their voice every now and then. They could able to recognize this is mom and give a social smile. By around 12 months, that is by 1 year or so, the child will start reciprocating in a way of speech. For example, they'll start saying words like tata, mama, amma, nanna, because they're hearing all these sounds from past few months. By the age of 1.5 to 2 years, they'll start saying phrases like 2-word utterances or small 3-word utterances. By this we can make out that they're hearing properly and they're framing the sentence. If there are any articulatory problems or unable to make those words, we should have a thought that okay, maybe they are not able to hear these particular sounds, so we should be careful. So coming to the little adult population, that is children going to the school, how will we make out? Being adults, we ourselves cannot completely make out if our hearing is perfect or not. So at that age of 5 years to 12 years of age, even they will be ignorant about how perfect their hearing is. So what are the signs for them? The signs for those school going children could be they will not be able to respond for the name call with little far distances. Sudden drop in the academic results. There could be tinnitus, ringing sound, which we might think that that's quite common for everybody, so ignore it. Or they might get hit in the playground, which could have ignored it. Any kind of blocks, usually children put pencils or leads inside for itching sensation and things like that. So it will have permanent damage or temporary damage, which might lead to a hearing problem, which they will not be able to tell us properly. Or some children will not be able to pronounce particular words. Articulation problems will be there with high-pitched sounds. So these could be the indications or signs of there might be some hearing problem with these children. So we need to identify those signs and immediately check for the hearing assessment. So how do we check this hearing? How do we check for the babies? Do they respond back that they are hearing? No. So we have objective measurement of hearing assessment, that's called BERA, OAE, or impedance audiometry, which can be used to find out middle ear problems and even auditory nerve problems and even degree of hearing loss for these children. For example, BERA, auditory brainstem evoked responses. This is the ultimate, and this is a favorite of many audiologists to use for the children with hearing loss to identify initially. The small electrodes are placed to find out the brain activity once the sound is given to the ears. This is involuntary. Child do not need to respond for the sound. When the child is sleeping, this response is automatically given to the instrument, and we can assess depending on its responses. Other than BERA, we also use behavioral audiometry, which is subjective, but whenever the sound is given, we can see if the child is responding for the sound or the child is just moving. When the high decibels is given, when the child able to localize the sound. So these kind of observation of the behavior of the child is very useful to find out if the child is hearing or not. But by this we cannot definitely say that the child is hearing because it's more of subjective result. But BERA and autoacoustic emissions, which is also very easy and very fast results, which gives very fast results. But these tests can help find out the initial response of the hearing. But no one audiological test can give complete assessment of how the child is hearing. For example, BERA talks about the auditory nerve responses. Autoacoustic emissions will give the result of the outer hair cells in the cochlea. Coming to another test called impedance, which is very helpful to find out if the child is having middle ear infections. For example, tympanometry will help them understand if the eardrum is functioning properly or not. When the pressure is given, the eardrum is able to take the pressure and the pressure is released by the eardrum. So there will be a peak coming up to find out if the eardrum is functioning properly. If there is no peak and the tympanogram is flat, that means eardrum is not functioning properly. And there is middle ear reflex, muscle reflex, which we check to find out when the sound is given, is the muscle is contracting properly or not. So these kind of tests can really help us to find out if the child is hearing properly or not without even their involvement. Yes, coming to adult or school-going children, these children can directly tell the response for the audiometry, like pure tone audiometry. and impedance audiometry will help them to find out middle ear infections without their involvement again. Okay, once the assessment is done, yes, if the children are having normal hearing, that is fine. But if the children is having any temporary hearing loss, like in the middle ear there is only some infection, or eardrum is not functioning properly, there is any foreign body, but BERA is fine, nerve is fine, then what to do? So for temporary hearing loss problems, there are treatments like antibiotics if there is any infection, or removal of the foreign body if it is blocking the ear canal, or otitis media can be or treated. If it is severe, then grommet can be inserted. So the medicines can be given, as I said. So these kind of treatments can be given for temporary hearing loss problems. But permanent hearing loss problems can be also treated, but using separate gadgets. For example, hearing aids, or cochlear implants, or vibrotactile hearing aids, or speech therapy with the hearing aid, or auditory training with the hearing aid. So these kind of treatments are available for children with hearing loss, but by using the gadgets. But these kind of treatments are important to undergo as early as possible. So to undergo the treatment as early as possible, we need to assess or test the child also as early as possible. If we are able to test or identify the problem early, then we can give them good learning skills, listening skill, and entire overall development will be great for the children. They'll not lose anything much in the growing stages. So these tests are available with the audiologists and the pediatricians. So every child who is born also should undergo this test before the mother and the child even discharge from the hospital. And nowadays I'm happy that Indian schools some ask for medical reports, and even hearing test has to be done, and the certificate has to be submitted in the school to find out that the child is hearing properly. Then the teacher is confident that the child will listen. Otherwise, the teacher is saying the child is not listening, but the child has good focus. Could be the hearing problem. So by this kind of different ways, we can identify our children problem and give them a good future.